Yo, my people, how are thee? It's your boy D Fitch, CEO and founder of Natural Leaders Media. We are back to a Wednesday webinar that we moved to Thursday. My Wednesday schedule yesterday, which just got pretty hectic, so decided to shift into Thursday, and I think I'm almost certain this is going to be my cadence going forward. We're gonna rock with the Thursdays. Uh, so yeah, um, my attendance is what it is, but I'm here. My whole goal of this is to teach, and it is to create content. It's to stay consistent with myself until the audience grows. Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's say, you know what? Accra, Ghana wasn't built in a day. You feel me? Tanzania wasn't built in a day, man. Anywhere on the continent, nothing that, is going to have a solid foundation wasn't built overnight, especially not after 3 sessions. This is session number 3. If you're tuning in, just tuning in, thank you. I have an ebook giveaway that I'm doing. First 10 people that subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Natural Leaders TV. Just go ahead and search it. If you put subscribe in the chat and your email address, I will be sure to send you a copy of my ebook. The ebook basically is I want to expand it now that I've been doing this a little bit. There's some nuances that I have left out, but for the most part, it's going to give you an overall framework on how the best practices on how to create content. All right. So go ahead, whoever just tuned on in, man, my sole audience member. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can get a free ebook. All right. So what you just saw was a video reel that I created a little while back, and I just wanted to share with y'all, man. But today is a pretty loaded session. It's on storytelling, and storytelling is where it's at. It goes back to the griots, and all of that. So this is something that's within us, definitely within me. Um, I've been a storyteller since I can remember. You know what I mean? Going to a camp as a youngster, you come back, mom or dad asks you, "How was the trip?" And you tell that story. And this one did that, and I couldn't believe it. The amazement, the up and down, the voice inflection, the emotion. That's all storytelling. The content of the story doesn't necessarily have to be the most interesting, but it's interesting to you. It's your story. It's your story. And what it is, what makes you unique. You know. So welcome back. Like I said, this is session number 3. Go shout out to my man Carmelo Anthony and Nick Legend. But anyway, welcome back to this session number 3, and we are live. We are liggity live. I'm Daniel Fitch, founder of Natural Leaders Media, right here in Atlanta, GA. And if you have been with us since session 1, I want you to know something. You have already done more than most people ever will. You showed up. You took notes. You came back. That is not common, and it does matter. For those joining us for the first time, welcome. You're going to get a lot out of today. Even if you missed sessions 1 and 2, I'll make sure of that. Let's start with the giveaway. Like I said earlier, I'm giving away a free copy of my ebook. All you got to do is subscribe to my channel, Natural Leaders TV on YouTube. Go ahead, take a moment, do that. You know, And you'll get the ebook, man. Get the ebook. Just drop the word subscribe in the comments, and I'll get it out to you. You know what I'm saying? This is my gift of giving. Yeah, all right. So here's what we're doing today. Session 1 gave you the tools, camera, settings, the gear. Session 2, we introduced storytelling framework: who, where, what, how, when, and the moral. Today, we go hands-on. We take that framework and we build with it. By the time we're done today, you're going to know exactly how to craft your story for your brand, your business, and your content using the phone in your pocket. You ready? Let's go then. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's see what slickety slide I can move up here, man, to get us in the right. Let's add him. Nope, we don't want that one yet. Yeah. We're going to. All right. Let's do it like this. All right. Let me get some beats. Let me get some tunes for the background. You heard? Get some tunes. Something. No. Am I feeling that? Yeah, I could deal with that. Yeah, so storytelling, man. We're gonna take a deep dive and go into the hooks, your brand story, platform strategy. And again, don't forget to get that ebook, man. More than likely throughout the rest of this call, I'm going to go ahead and offer that up. You know what I'm saying? So, like I just said in the other segment, it's who. You got the W's and the P's. You got who, where, how, what, when, and when. When and when, you know. And then you got place, you got plot, and you got purpose. These are the keywords of your word cloud that you want to keep in your mind whenever you're thinking of any story. All right. And that is the relevant framework, okay, that you want to remember. The moral of the story. You know, so obviously you got beginning, you got middle, and you got end. In the beginning, you set your scene, you introduce your character. So your scene is not always just a location. You know what I'm saying? No, let me rephrase that. Your characters are not always a person. Your character could be your business. The character can be a product. The character could be the phone. The character could be you. The character can be your client. And the scene is wherever you are. Today, my scene, I'm sitting in front of a green screen. So what you see behind you is an image that I created. But if that image goes away, it's going to be a green screen. So that is my scene. And I happen to be sitting in my garage studio. So that's my scene. All right. So moving on, introduction of characters. So that's where your hook comes in, right? So your hook You have 4 types of hooks. You know, you got the bold statement. Let me find them over here, man. Let's find my hooks. Let me back up. Let me back up for the people, man. And right. So before we go deep, let's do a 60-second recap of everything we've built so far. Right. This is for anyone who missed sessions 1 and 2. And for those who just want to be locked in. You know what I'm saying? Session 1 was a technical foundation. Clean your lens before every single shoot. Clean that boy. And then look at him in the light. Do you see any smudges? It should be glass. In the professional world, we call the lens glass. Your glass should be clean. You don't want to use Windex or none of that stuff. A microfiber lens is good. I got some other little things, but it's like a couple brushes, stuff like that is absolutely fine. Do not, I repeat, do not put Windex or any glass solution on your lens. All right. Some of these lenses are high level sensitive, and it may smudge it and smear it, and that end up being permanent. Be safe. Use your cotton shirt, or use you a microfiber cloth, a diaper rag, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Turn your grid lines on. That's gonna be your let me find gritty. So your grid lines is this guy. So these are your grid lines. Left third, middle third, right third. You want to hit them on. That's your composition. That's your framing. Everything in this square or within your grids is your mise en scene. That means everything in frame. Everything in your frame is called mise en scene. All right. So you got that. That's your composition. What else? Locked in, turn the grid lines on, choose the right aspect ratio. So that's your, when you shoot like this, up and down, that's portrait. Shoot like this, that's wide. So 16 by 9, 9 by 16. All right. See my beautiful daughter. All right. Love you, Zoe. Yeah, that's the basics of that. Most platforms these days are vertical, 9 by 16, straight up and down, portrait mode, shooting it like this, not like this, that's wide. So shooting like this, not like this, all right? Okay, landscape, you're gonna use for more cinematic. Landscape, like I said, is this way. So if anything cinematic, if you're shooting a feature, if you're shooting a documentary, something like that, then you shoot it wide, 16 by 9. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that brings us to now storytelling. Simple framework, like I said earlier, is this. It's your people, place, plot, purpose, and you got who, where, what, how, next. I'm sorry, and when, and then the moral of the story. All right, those are your keywords that you want to use. Start using your thing to jot down. You jot those down on your notebook paper. Still use notebook paper, man. You know what I mean? I think there's something nostalgic, something cerebral about taking pen to pad, especially when you're conducting or writing, beginning a script. Take the script to your pad first to get your notes out, and then do it. You can do what I do. I dictate it to one of my AI features and flesh out the story that way. Then I take what AI gives me, and then I feed back in my human elements, maybe add some slang, maybe add some content that's directly from the client or directly from the subject matter that I'm telling the story about. You know what I'm saying? Something that's unique that AI ain't gonna know. You know what I'm saying? You got to really bring your unique story to the story. You know, that's what makes it yours. That's what makes it genuine. That's what makes it unique. You know what I mean? So yeah, who is the story about? Where does it take place? You know what I'm saying? Where does it take place? What is the problem? How is it solved? When, as in victorious, when, and when, but when, what does the transformation look like? Like, what is success for your character in the story? You know what I mean? How do you dictate the success verbally of how your character wins? You know what I mean? And then the moral. What does the audience take away? And the 4 storytelling rules. You know what I'm saying? What does when you go to moral of the story, what does your audience take away from this? Okay? Then you also have the 4 storytelling rules. These are hella important. The hooks. So your hooks are basically your beginning. You know what I'm saying? No, I want to let me go little guy. So your hooks, your first hook, I come off these glasses for this, man. It's just font is tiny. Let's see. So, hook type 1 is the bold statement. You say something that challenges what they believe. An example would be, everything you know about shooting video on your phone is wrong. Right? That's a hook. So it challenges you, right? Why it works? It creates instant curiosity. They have to find out why. All right, hook number 2. The question asks something they are already thinking, right? So an example would be, why does your video look amateur even when you follow all the rules? Why this works? It puts them in the story immediately. It's about them. You know what I mean? And you start questioning yourself, yeah, why does my stuff look amateur? So type 3 of hooks, the revelation start. So the revelation start is you start with the answer to something they've been searching for. Here's one of the camera settings that instantly makes your video look more professional. Right? So here's one of the camera settings that instantly makes your video look more professional. That's hook type number 3. Why it works? Because it brings immediate value. There's no buildup, and as a storyteller, you respect their time, right? So you're giving them value. Hook type number 4. The story open drop in the middle of the moment. Right? I like this one too. And you've seen these videos like that before. It's like, hold on, what did I miss? You can tell there was some backstory to when it comes in, but you're already in it, right? So an example is, I was on a shoot in New York, no crew, just my phone, and a client needed broadcast quality footage by morning. Whoa, that's how it starts. So usually what happens is, that's how it starts, that's your hook. Then the video goes back to the beginning and starts, and then usually that hook is probably placed somewhere in the middle where the buildup and the problem lies, right? So that will come. Why that works? It builds tension and specificity. Specificity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. SPECIFICITY. You know, they want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I advise you to pick one of these, because after we get off this call, obviously I want y'all to go ahead and craft a story of your own. You know what I'm saying? But pick one. I like number 4. Number 4, you know what I'm saying? It has, like I said, it gives you drama from the rip. And also it gets to, so it's basically double playing something, right? So if that reeled in your audience, then time to get to, that's going to give you more retention time on your video, right? Because now they want to see, like, now you want to get to the end and see what happened. Was he able to capture broadcast quality content with his phone within the video? They want to see, so the build up is there, the tension, as you call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So pick one of these for your next video, just one, and then watch what happens to your watch time, your retention time. You know, the hook gets them in the door, the story keeps them in the room. You know, so yeah. So now we're gonna move on to branding. You know what I mean, and your brand story. You know, these are still things that this is where you implement, you know, the who, where, what, how, when, and the moral of the story, right? So applying this framework to your business, every business has a story. Most businesses never tell it. They post products, they post promotions, they post behind the scenes that nobody asks for, right? Here is how to build a brand story that people actually want to watch. Step number 1, identify your character. In business content, your character is one of 3 people: you, the founder or CEO, the expert, the guide, right? The client, the person who had the problem and you solved it. Your audience, the person watching who sees themselves in the story. You need to pick one for each video, not all 3, but just one, okay? Step 2, define the conflict. This is very, very important, because the conflict is where it is. You know what I'm saying? The conflict is the story. You know what I mean? The conflict is definitely the story, because that's where the drama is at. That's where the emotion is at. That's where somebody's crying, somebody's smiling, somebody's sad. I can't believe it. I can't believe they want me to shoot a video with just my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So define the conflict. No conflict, no story, period. Your client was struggling. You were starting from nothing. Your audience is overwhelmed and doesn't know where to start. The conflict creates the emotional hook that keeps people watching. So make sure you got conflict. You got some drama, son. You need some drama. You know, not all drama is violence or fighting or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you need some type of some conflict. You know, people disagreeing, and you know what I'm saying? Get the blood pressure going, man. You know? Step 3, we're gonna show the transformation. All right. Let's show the transformation. Build your brand story. Yeah, let's show your transformation. This is the win in our framework. We win. Like, all I do is win, no matter what. I'm saying win, W-I-N, not win. You know what I'm saying? This is the win in our framework. Before and after, problem and solution, lost and found. The more specific the transformation, the more powerful the story. Don't say we helped them grow. Say in 30 days, their video views tripled and they booked 2 new clients directly from Instagram. This is specifics. This right here, my friend, this is what builds credibility. This is when you look back, oh, you got case studies, you got all of this stuff that you can show and prove to show how your work is A1 above the rest. All right. Step 4, deliver the moral. Now we get down to the books. Usually here in the moral, comes your tagline. Usually here in the moral of the story is where your values lie. Like you did all of this to get to this, right? And it's all intentional. Everything you're doing, everything you're shooting should be high level intentional. Like that's why we have scripts and everything else so we can plot it out. This is not freestyle rap. This is written songs. You know what I mean? So you don't want to just go off the top. Sometimes that works. 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. Because even if nobody's watching, in my case right now, when you're on script, this content can still be repurposed. You know what I'm saying? And bring people back to this content and watch it later. And that's what I believe this will be. So deliver the moral. What is the one thing you want your audience to walk away believing? You don't need expensive gear to look professional. Your story is your most powerful marketing tool. Remember that. Your story is your most powerful marketing tool. Your unique story, your fingerprint. Your fingerprint right here, nobody else got it. Nobody. That's your uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? The right production partner, Natural Leaders Media, changes everything. One sentence, one belief every time. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like constructing a story, it should be fun. You know what I mean? Like let's do one right now. The Who. I'm gonna do my own business, right? The Who is NLM, Natural Leaders Media. The Where, Atlanta. The What, Shooting Pro Video. You know what? But more specifically, teaching business owners how to create professional content. It's more specific than Shooting Pro Video, right? The what? I'm teaching professionals, I'm teaching business owners how to create professional content. Teaching biz owners how to shoot pro content. All right. And then so that's the what, right? Biz owners don't have the confidence. The confidence or the money? Those are the two main things that I run into when in dealing with clients. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say lower level clients, but clients that are budget constrained. They either don't got the bread or they don't have the confidence that their equipment or what they have can produce a high level of content. And that is such a misnomer. That is a high level misnomer. This thing can absolutely, I don't know if I told you on the other sessions, but people that Google it, people have created feature length films that have grossed over $2, $3, $4 million with their cell phone. And that number, I may be low on that number, but it's definitely millions of dollars. You know, do they rig these phones up, meaning put gear on them and everything else, even add a lens? Yes. Well, however, it's with this same guy. You can do the same thing. All right, so I got the what, and then the how, the Describe the solution. How? By showing them hands-on. Showing the business owner hands-on how to record content. So that's from the setup, and it's the story. Showing business owner hands-on the techniques of crafting a story, then producing and shooting said story. All right? So after the how, the when. Show the transformation. So the when is now we create the how. So we go ahead and shoot. We craft the story. Boom, the story looks great. You got all your elements in there. You got your hook in there. You got your brand story framework in there, right? Now we shoot it. We know what let's say we're going to put this thing on Instagram. So we already know we're going to shoot in portrait mode, upside like this. We get our tripod. Put him on top of our tripod, right? And then we get in there. I would definitely suggest get your son, get your daughter, your cousin, somebody, your assistant to help you to at least record and frame you up. You know what I'm saying? Can you do it by yourself? Absolutely. Because now, you got the forward-facing cameras, so you can put it there, hit record, step back into your spot in the frame the proper way. Remember to keep your eye line going across the top line of your grid. So that goes when you step in your frame here in your grid, make sure your eye line is across that. That's just a great rule of thumb. And the moral of the story for this, so the when, we show the transformation. We show them, you show yourself shooting the content yourself. You got your story, which is great. And then, you shoot it. The moral of the story is now you're confident. Now you have the awareness and the awareness and the fulfillment that yes, I can, and it looks great. You cleaned your lens, so you got the optimal. Your lens is optimal. You know what I'm saying? And now you got high level content that you can share around the globe. All right. I just got off a call this morning with Invest Atlanta. Well, Showcase Atlanta, which is, I guess, a subsidiary or a byproduct of Invest Atlanta, which is a City of Atlanta program, right? And my company, Natural Leaders Media, man, was awarded. They didn't really announce the amount, but at least 5,000 in credits for Google. So this week they just let us know what's the depth of this, how the different tools within Google on where we can spend this credit. Next week, they'll set us up with an account and we can start getting busy, man. And really this whole thing is to make sure businesses like mine that are local to the World Cup, local to Atlanta, man, I've been in Atlanta since 96, man, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? So they're making sure we get a piece of the action that comes to Atlanta. They're saying this thing is supposed to be 10 times bigger than a Super Bowl, so that's a lot of folk that's going to be coming in, a lot of foreigners that are coming in. So this being in the Google search on that top or the sponsored is a big deal. And it should definitely bring in a high level flow of business. So big shout out to Showcase Atlanta and Invest Atlanta and the City of Atlanta, man, for putting these initiatives all on for small businesses like myself. And it was quite a few people I knew on that call. So big ups to them. And yeah, we ready, man. We ready to level up and grow. So storytelling for specific platforms. So you got one framework, 4 platforms, different executions. For Instagram Reels, let's move him out. So you got Instagram Reels, TikTok, usually gonna be 15 seconds, 15 to 60 seconds. So you want your hook in the first 1 second. Get to the conflict by second number 5. And then you deliver the rest of the content. But yeah, to keep that retainership, to keep your client or your audience locked in, 5 seconds, yo. Get to your point in 5 seconds. So your hook and then your conflict within the first 5 seconds. So if you got to wrap your story around, so you want to get to the what ASAP, you know what I'm saying, within it. Deliver value fast. End with a pattern. Interrupt. Say something unexpected in the last 3 seconds to boost your shares, your story structure. So your story structure usually for Instagram and TikTok is going to be your hook, your problem, your solution, and your call to action. All right. So for Instagram and TikTok, you got hook, your problem, your solution, and your call to action, your CTA. For YouTube, so YouTube is different because YouTube has, if you're familiar, YouTube now has YouTube Shorts, right? So YouTube Shorts is shorts. So on that platform, to stay on YouTube Shorts, which is shot in portrait, straight up and down. I want to say they go up to 2.5 minutes now. So you can have content on there that's up to 2.5 minutes for YouTube Shorts. So I want to say I would put them in a category with Reels, but maybe not as fast of that 5 second cutoff that they're saying. Definitely TikTok. If you're creating something 60 seconds, yes, your hook and your conflict should be within that first 5 seconds. If you're doing a 2-minute and 30-second video, then I could say you can go up to 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. So YouTube, long form and more than likely wide, because this is for 5 to 15 minutes. That's long form nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You have more time, but you gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? Open with the promise of what they'll get by the end. Build some tension in the first 60 seconds. Now mind you, this is for 5 to 15 minutes. Build some tension within the first 60 seconds, then deliver it in chapters. If you look at people's YouTube videos, they got multiple chapters. You know what I'm saying? And you can skip through them. They're labeled and all that, which is pretty dope. It's user friendly. You know what I'm saying? If you're something that you already know, like for this, for example, if you tuned into session 1 and 2, man, go ahead and skip me to session 3. You know what I'm saying? To storytelling. And deliver in chapters, and with a strong next step. So your story structure here is going to be your promise, tension, the chapters, your resolution, and then your call to action. So for YouTube and longer form content, your story structure is going to be your promise, tension, which is your conflict, the chapters, breaking down into your segments, resolution, which is your solution, and then your call to action. Hey, if this content, you value this content, go ahead and log in, shoot me a comment, share it, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe, follow me. Matter of fact, for all of y'all, do all of that with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me get a. You know. How we doing with this music? Let me switch it up. No. Nope. All right, we're going. Pick up the energy a little bit. Yeah. I feel good, y'all. Storytelling for good, storytelling for success. Break the monotony a little bit, man. Yeah. 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 All right. Let's get through this. Let's get through this. So we were at basically storytelling for specific platforms. Just went over YouTube. For YouTube, 5 to 15 minutes. This is negating YouTube Shorts, which goes up to 2.5 minutes. So you have more time, but you earn it. Open with the promise that they will get by the end of the video. Build some tension in the first 60 seconds. Deliver in chapters. End with the strong next step. Story structure, promise, tension, chapters, resolution, and then your call to action. Log on to naturalleadersmedia.com, hit your request proposal button right now, and go ahead and book our services for your next event, for your next content campaign, or your brand story. Right? That's a sample of a call to action. For LinkedIn, which is high level popular right now, LinkedIn is usually 1 to 3 minutes. Right? Big up to all my LinkedIn folk. Professional but personal. First person stories perform the best on this platform. The conflict should be a professional challenge. So that's when you on LinkedIn, just think everybody, I'm not gonna say buttoned up, but buttoned up. It's for business. Their niche is business. That's what you need to be on when you're on LinkedIn, right? The transformation should be a business result, right? They'll increase revenue, the ROI will spike, they'll get more engagement, more visibility, the story will be told, they'll build trust. All of those things can be captured in the story told the right way. So story structure for LinkedIn: your personal hook, your professional challenge, lesson learned, call action. Simple. I like LinkedIn. That's probably my preferred platform. Second for me would be Instagram. Third will be my personal Facebook. I don't know what's up with my Facebook, on Natural Leaders Media Facebook. Like I've been stuck on, I don't know what I'm at, like 540 followers, man. It's hard to convert them, in my opinion. Maybe I'm doing something. Always learning. Any ways to convert, to get more followers on Facebook, be my guest. Share it with me. All right. And speaking of that, Facebook is next. So here's their suggestion on Facebook, right? So Facebook, they're talking about do 1 to 2 minutes, and it's warm and community driven. Stories about people outperform stories about products. Stories about people outperform stories about products. I need to take heed to that. Speak conversationally. Hey, what's going on? How was your day? Yeah, man, it was cool. It's nice out, man. You get outside, yeah. Conversation, man, the flow. Get in the flow. You know what I mean? Talk to them like they're right in front of you. You know? Story structure, human moment, relatable problem, solution, community, call to action. Same story, different packaging, for each of these platforms. You know what I mean? And that's platform fluency. But here's the secret. You don't need to create 4 different videos. You script one great story and adapt the packaging for each platform. That is how Natural Leaders Media helps clients maximize every single shoot. All right? So yeah, man, if you missed it, go get the ebook. I keep saying it, man. It's on Amazon, How to Shoot Professional Video with Your Smartphone. Go grab the ebook. It pretty much covers everything that I'm talking about. All right? Go ahead and grab him. It's only $7, y'all. It's $7. $7. All right? You spend $7 every day. Starbucks is tapping your pocket for at least 11, 12, 13. Get the ebook. It can help you out. Trust me. It can help you out. If it does not, call me. My number's up in there. Like, you can pick up the phone and call me. Hey, and ask the question you need answered, and I will help you. For sure. 678-632-FILM. 678-632-FILM. You want to email me? Daniel@naturalleadersmedia.com. My website is naturalleadersmedia.com. All right. So we're here, y'all. We're here. We're here to help. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to grow. I want people to create awesome content. You know what I'm saying? But I want to share with y'all my offers I got popping off right now. I got 2 offers. Turn this music off and get to offer number 1. 2 offers that expire February 20. All right, then. There's the kid. I like myself. I love myself. Better. Yes, I just talked to myself in front of y'all. 3 clients this week. 2 offers that expire February 28th. They expire May 6th. Offer 1 for $750. 1 45-second promo. 1 3-minute interview. 2 bonus clips. That's 4 video assets that you can use for $750. So you're getting 4 pieces of content for $750. What is that, man? What is that? $750 divided by 4. That's $187 per video. Come on, bro. The standard video is costing at least $1,500 for a 1-minute video, period. Anywhere you go. I don't care if they're good or they're not good.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, follow, share, and subscribe. Much success to you.
So yeah, that's 1 for $750. And then you got this guy
is for $1,500.
for
You get
$1,500.
7 video assets.
7 assets,
at
y'all.
least. So you get 1 30-second promo, which is just a promo on your product, your services, your brand, whatever you want to promote. You get a 1-minute branding video. With that branding video, we'll also help you with a script. That script will basically lay out what you want to say and deliver to your audience within this video. And then you get a 7-minute interview. This 7-minute interview will be, well, look at it as more of like a little mini doc. You know, I'll dive into your background, dive into, you know, why you started your brand, your business, your company, your product, your service, whatever that may be. And then take that same video and clip it up. When I say clip it up, I mean create at least 4 bonus clips. So those bonus clips will be anywhere between 15 seconds to 90 seconds from that 7-minute video.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, follow, share, and subscribe. Much success to you. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I'm gonna close here. And yeah, just tap in with me, y'all. Tap in with me. I won't have those specials for $750 for 4 assets and then $1,500 for 7 assets. That's going to expire May 6th, right? So 3 sessions in, and I hope you can feel the momentum building. Before I let you go, here is what I need you to do right now. Stay with me for 2 more minutes. Number 1, get the ebook. We covered the foundation, the framework, and the application over these 3 sessions. The ebook is where it all lives in one place, okay? Number 2, our spring content, those offers I just showed you, they close on May 6th. You know what I'm saying? They close on May 6th. Get with me. You're getting 7 assets for $1,500. Do that math, and you get 4 assets for $750. All right? $750 is a half a day shoot. The $1,500 is a full day shoot. All right? So this is not a one-size-fits-all package. We sit down with you, we learn your story, we build your content that actually works. Visit naturalleadersmedia.com, tap request proposal before May 6th, and I can get you booked. Number 3. All right? If you have an idea and you're not sure where to start, book a free discovery call. No pitch, no pressure, just a conversation with a real producer who been doing this 25 plus years. All right? Same thing. Go to naturalleadersmedia.com. You can book the call. Or if you look, man, you want to look, I'm a person, man. Hit my phone, 678-632-3456. That's 678-632-3456. AKA 678-632-FILM. Whatever you remember. Number 4, follow me. Connect with me everywhere on Instagram, on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google. You know what I'm saying? If you subscribe to me at any point on YouTube, Natural Leaders TV, I'll throw you the ebook. Go ahead and subscribe to Natural Leaders Media TV, and I'll throw you the ebook. All right? Join our Facebook group, How to Shoot Pro Video with Your Smartphone. That's a community. I'm building it out. I'm only 2 weeks in with that group, and I got to spend some attention to it to get it built up and built out. Number 5, if today added any type of value, I'll love, show some love, man. Show some love. I do this for free because I believe in this community. If these sessions have helped you, please leave us a Google review. Just go to Natural Leaders Media, 5 stars. That'll hope, that'll definitely help and build hope, within the community. You know what I'm saying? And it genuinely moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a small business, I see that. It's like, okay, I'm adding value to somebody. Or support. Sure to support us financially. You can hit me on Zelle. You can hit me on Cash App. On Zelle, it's naturalleadersmedia@gmail. Cash App is that $ NL Media. NL Media. No obligation, just some gratitude. And I want to say something before I go. 3 sessions, 3 weeks. You've shown up. You've engaged. You've asked some good questions and pushed this content to be better every week. That means everything to me. So I'm gonna get you some of these clips out. My mission with Natural Leaders Media has always been the same: to use storytelling for good, storytelling for success, to help people and organizations communicate their truth in a way that moves people. And watching this community grow, watching you grow. That is exactly why I do this. Session 4 coming next Thursday, y'all. It's your boy D. Fitch, founder of Natural Leaders Media. And I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm going to end y'all out with my guy, John, and his testimonial after he sat in one of my classes, one of my sessions. Let's go, John. And then we out.
Camera is rolling. Hey, can you set your first and last name for me, sir?
Sure, my first and last name is Jonathan Exum.
And what is your business, sir?
So my business is Technologies of Color. I'm the executive director.
Yo. Shalom. All right, we have a technical difficulty. But yeah, that was my guy, John Exum, just gave me a testimonial. Just saying how great we are and all that, man. But anyway, we signing off, man, and much success to everybody that tuned in. Peace.
All right, camera is rolling. Hey, can you set your first and last name for me, sir?
Sure, my first and last name is Jonathan Exum.
And what is your business, sir?
So my business is Technologies of Color. I'm the executive director. We help minorities get into tech by curating events and experiences around technology.
And can you talk about your overall experience today in the class with Daniel Fitch?
Absolutely loved it. I've been in the video and photo game a while, but I've of course lost some of my skills. And coming to the class today helped reassure a lot of the things that either I forgot or I didn't know about, especially with the settings in using my iPhone and exploring a lot of the settings that I have not touched on my phone was very beneficial. Coming back here today and learning all about that.
And lastly, why should people take a class like this?
People should definitely take a class like this because it's important for them to create content of their own. And it's a great experience because now you're learning all the different things that your devices can actually do for you. And a lot of times, a lot of us have these devices, but we don't know the full potential of what these devices can do for us. And coming to a class like this is great to learn all those things.